Good evening, everybody. It's your old buddy Dietrich, and tonight we are in a 2024 Volvo XC60 Recharge, and we are going to do a real-world fuel economy test on this car. I just filled it up with gasoline, left the gas station 2.3 miles ago, and you'll notice I have about a half a battery charge. So what we are testing on this part of the fuel economy test will be the standard mileage. So it's rated 28 if you don't plug it in and charge it. So we're going to see how close it gets to that 28 because I didn't plug it in and charge it before setting off on this drive. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to reset the trip computer and I'm going to use it to commute to work and back for a couple of days, and I am going to charge it at work because I have the ability to do that. So I won't be able to do the whole drive on pure electric, but we will track a couple of days of intermittent charging to see how it does against its MPGe rating. I doubt it will hit it because I'm not going to be charging it enough, but you know, we'll see how close we can get. I have the battery usage set to auto right now, so the car's going to use the battery whenever it feels necessary. And I have the drive mode set to pure, which offers pure electric driving experience by using only your vehicle's battery and electric motor when possible. And my adaptive cruise control is set to 70. I'm not doing 70 right now because I'm on a freeway transition. So anyway, I am going to continue southbound and see how we do in the Volvo XC60, and I'll have an update for you shortly. I have one quick update for you right now. I just changed the driving mode to hybrid because that seems like it might be more appropriate for a pure highway drive as we are about to embark on now. So we shall continue embarking upon it. Quick update because this is hilarious. The car has gone 22 miles. It did most of that on the electric. And now it says it's getting 293 miles per gallon. I'm pretty sure that's because it's barely used the gasoline engine at all. That number's plummeting. It was at like 700 a second ago. So anyway, we are riding the wave in the plug-in hybrid lifestyle, and we will keep going. Okay, I have turned around. I'm heading back. I've covered just over 60 miles at this point. We're down to 42.7 miles per gallon. Allegedly, and remember the bogey for tonight is 28. We are completely out of electric juice, but it says we can go 500 miles on gasoline. So we will continue northbound and see how accurate that actually is, even though I'm not going to go anywhere near that far tonight. Okay, we are almost back to the gas station. We've covered 103.2 miles. The car still thinks it's averaging 35 miles per gallon, which in my estimation would be very good if true. We are focused on the TM on the left side there, trip manual. That was what I reset right before I left the gas station. So we will continue northbound and fill it up right now and see what it did on this first leg of the fuel economy test. Okay, we are back at the gas station. We just filled it up. This was the standard highway fuel economy test. So we were really going for that 28 miles per gallon since we really only had half a battery when we started, and we went 117.1 miles. It took 3.242 gallons of fuel, which means that the actual average was 36.1 miles per gallon. Very good. It beat what it thinks it got by about 1.1 miles per gallon, and it did very well based on its EPA estimation without charging it. So what we are going to do now is we are going to reset the manual trip computer. I'll commute to work tomorrow, charge it, drive it home, commute to work the next day, charge it, drive it home, and then we'll fill it up again. So we're going to keep going with the plug-in hybrid fuel economy test. Okay, so I just drove it to work. I covered 37.1 miles, and it says it averaged 29.3 miles per gallon with no battery charge whatsoever on it. I have just plugged it in to a level 2 charger Believe it or not, I'm at a defunct Volvo dealership, so that is a Volvo branded charger, so it is guaranteed to work well, I suppose. So we are going to charge the car. I'm sure at some point today my co-workers at work will want to jack around with it, so it'll probably get driven around by them. But I will make sure I have a full battery before I leave tonight to drive home, and then we will see how the fuel economy at that point compares to its current alleged 29.3 miles per gallon. All right, I'm home. As you can see, our average for this trip is up to 51 miles per gallon. We are focusing right now on the left side of the screen, the TM. I got to pull it back up. Trip manual, because that's what I reset last night when I filled up the tank. But if you look at trip auto, that is my trip basically from when I just started the car, and basically that's the trip home, right? So you can see that one shows we're getting 180 miles per gallon because we did that trip basically on full electricity. So, but we're up to 51 on the average for the manual trip. So that's a very good number, I suppose, for me to average back and forth to work. Back down to 0 miles on the battery range. It just clicked 0 pretty much as I was pulling onto my street. So I was able to do the vast majority of the drive under electric power. So I am going to go get some rest, and then I'll drive it back to work tomorrow on pretty much pure gasoline, and we'll see what changed from 51 miles per gallon average, and then we'll charge it again. And we're learning about plug-in hybrids. This is how you use them, people. The more often that you can plug them in and charge them, the better fuel economy you're going to get from a gasoline perspective. So anyway, I'm going to get some rest, and I'll see you very soon. Okay, I just made it back to work. So we're going to look at two things. TA is trip auto. That was all this morning. 36.1 miles at 28.9 miles per gallon. That was basically with no electricity. TM is since I reset at the gas station. So about 1/3 of this was done with electricity, and it is at 41.2. So that's the difference of the plug-in hybrid. I have the car plugged in again. We will charge it and do one more trip home tonight under pure electric power pretty much, and then see what it says after that, and then we'll fill it up with gas and see what it actually did. Look, I'm parked next to an S65 AMG Mercedes. Whoever owns that must be very handsome and charming and have a great head of hair, but he's certainly not getting 41.2 or 28.9 miles per gallon, I can assure you of that. So, let's move on. Okay, I'm back home, and if you look at TA, Trip Auto, that's my drive home, you'll notice dash miles per gallon because I made it 36.2 miles on a full charge in this XC60 Recharge. It thinks I'm doing 54.6 over the last 149.1 miles. I'll bet it's even higher than that, to be honest with you. But we're going to find out, because right now we'll fast forward in time and go to tomorrow morning and fill it up and see what it did. Okay, it's time for the final tale of the tape. We covered 150.1 miles. The car alleges that it got 53.3 miles per gallon. We did 2 full battery charges on the Volvo XC60 Recharge in that amount of time. It took 2.705 gallons of fuel, which means it averaged 55.489, which was slightly better than the 53 that it says that it got. It is not as good as the 63 MPGe that it's rated, but I mean, that's pretty great for me to get 55 miles per gallon commuting back and forth to work, even though I charged it twice in a, relatively large vehicle like this. So I'm happy with it. That's the way a plug-in hybrid works. You get better mileage if you plug it in, and how much better is equal to how many times you plug it in between driving it. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you have an XC60 Recharge, let me know what MPG you get. Admire my crystal shifter knob, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.